Most people think in order to get passive income that you need hundreds of properties, you need hundreds of $1,000s to invest. I thought the same thing until I discovered mobile homes. I'm going to show you how people with 9-to-5s, people who have everyday budgets, are able to make consistent income using mobile homes. So if you're looking for something kind of simple, not that complex, that you can do even with a 9-to-5 that can bring in some extra income, watch this video. Let's talk about passive income. So the definition, I pulled it up. Passive income refers to money earned that requires little to no ongoing effort after the initial investment or setup, right? So a lot of times we hear passive income and, we think of like we just don't have to do nothing. Yes, it requires some effort, but when you think, most people, we want passive income because we hear that's the way to generational wealth, right? But some of you all just want to earn some extra money. So let's talk about it. Why are mobile homes a hidden gem in real estate? Well, here's one thing. Most people, because of the stigmas, think trailer trash. Oh, those don't make no money, right? They think poverty. They have all these negative thoughts on mobile homes, but it's really a hidden gem because I'm going to tell you why. Over 20 million people live in mobile homes, and there's a huge need for affordable housing, which puts us in a position to do what, right? Compared to traditional rents, there's lower cost of entry. We can get a higher ROI, and then we get faster cash flow. So let's break it down. Let's talk about the first strategy. The first strategy is rentals inside of mobile home parks. This is one of the easiest ways to generate passive income with a mobile home inside of a mobile home park, right? Now, here's the thing. You don't own the land. You just own the home, and the tenant pays the lot rent to the park, and then they pay you for their rent. Now, before we get into this, not all mobile home communities really like this strategy. Now, I'm going to get into it afterwards, but let me give you an example, right? So let's say you buy a mobile home for $15,000. Then you choose to rent it out for $850 a month. You're like, well, how do I know it's $850 a month? Let's just say that's the going rent in the mobile home park and it's competitive. Now, the lot rent is $400, right? So the tenant pays the lot rent directly to the mobile home park, or they can pay you and you subtract it. And either way, you're going to collect $450 a month net income, passive income, right? No mortgage, it's just cash flow. So if you finance that $15,000 using private money or creative terms, it gets even better. Okay, so that's one way. Now, it's like, okay, well, Byron, what do you mean that not all mobile home parks? So here's the reason why. Sometimes mobile home parks, think about it like this. If you live far and you got a rental property and that tenant decides to complain, something breaks or anything like that, right? Now, guess what they're going to hit up? The park. The park is like, no, we don't want that responsibility, but it's okay, right? Again, this is landlord in training. So let's get into the next strategy. Strategy number 2, seller financing. You get to become the bank. Now, this is one of the strategies that was a game changer for us. When we first got into it, we had a few seller finance deals. And the reason why I like this, watch these numbers, right? So let's say you buy a mobile home between $7,000 and $10,000, right? You buy a mobile home for $7,000 to $10,000. And instead of renting it, you sell it on payments. Again, just like the bank. Now, let's say you buy that home for $7,000 and then you're going to turn around and sell it for $22,000. Well, you get $2,000 down, okay? And then the rest, you get $400 a month for the next 48 months, the next 4 years. Now, think about this. 4 years of monthly income, no calls for repairs, no toilet fixtures. Like, you're not the landlord, you're the lender. So just like when you have a mortgage, you can't call your mortgage company and say, hey, y'all, can y'all come fix my toilet? Like, absolutely not, right? The buyer treats it like it's their home, just like as you're a homeowner with a mortgage, you treat that like it's your home. So when you think about it, this is pure passive income because you are the bank, right? They're buying the home, you're collecting the checks. Strategy number 3, rent to own or a lease option. Now, this is a hybrid strategy. This is a strategy where instead of just renting and being the landlord, you give them the option to purchase a home. This is perfect for people who are looking to buy a home, right? They may not have the best credit or they're trying to become financially responsible to be able to own their home. So what this does is They become a renter, and at the end of the terms, they now can own the home, right? The difference between seller finance and rent to own is, as a renter, right? As a renter, God forbid if they, again, they stop paying, they can choose to move from the property. So say, for example, right, you've got a mobile home, $10,000, right? You got a mobile home, $10,000. And again, let's say you're going to rent it out again for $850. Now you're going to do a rent to own, right? And so you do it for 36 months, right? So you just do it for a term for 3 years with a small option fee up front. So maybe $1,000 down, right? Whatever you choose. Now the resident, again, they're going to handle all the repairs. They're going to be motivated to stay because they want to own this home at the end of the terms. Now, if it's in the park again, lot rent, let's say again, the lot rent is 400. Again, you're cash flowing 450. This keeps you with a steady flow of income, all right, passive income, and it's just another passive income model. And the reason why I like this model, because a lot of times people want to own, but you give them the rent to own, it helps them have the flexibility because they may decide like, well, I may want to move, but you know what, I'm not feel like I'm gonna lose anything because I was gonna rent anyway. But if I choose to stay for the length of these terms, now I'm gonna own this house. So that's a good strategy to use when you talk about getting some passive income. Now I'm gonna throw a bonus for you all because this is another way that you can make passive income by becoming a JV passive partner, right? So pretty much you joint venture on a deal. This is when you don't have all the time to go out and find properties, but you got a hungry mobile home investor out there that's finding properties, they doing their thing, and you can partner with one of them. And what you can do is you can provide the funding and they handle the deal. Now, let's say, for example, a mobile home is, $20,000, right? And they bring you the deal. You fund it, y'all split profits 50-50. Now, again, it's up to y'all, 70-30, 60-40, but let's say you split it 50-50. So that's a way for you to do it. Or you can say, you know what? I'm going to act like a lender and I just want a 12 to 15% return on my investment and I'm just hands off. So now they're doing what they do. For example, a flip or something like that. It may take, anywhere from 30 days to 90 days and they bring you back money. Now, this is a great way to earn passive income because you don't even have to learn none of this, right? You're just investing. And this is what I like, we have opportunities like this inside of our Elite Squad because there are different type of partnerships that happen like this all of the time. Even us, right? We down here in Florida, we discovered a gold mine. So we have joint venture opportunities for you to be able to invest and get a good return on your money. So you're like, Byron, how can I scale this? So let me give you step-by-step a roadmap to scale this. So the first step you got to do is you got to first pick a strategy. Yeah, choose a strategy. Just start simple, right? It's not a perfect one, but start simple. Which one resonates best with you? Then step 2, you got to get a deal done, right? Like learn the process, but you want to get a deal done. Step 3, this is when you want to reinvest your profits, right? You want to rinse and repeat. Sometimes we get the money and we like, yo, and you think about, I got to pay these. Figure that out, right? But here's the thing. Rinse and repeat. This is how you grow. Step number 4, begin using tools, right? Invest back in your business. Learn how to automate your process. And then step 5, like this is when you got to really plug into the community. Tap in with us, right? Join Elite Squad Network so you can be around other like-minded individuals and be able to partner as we talked about on those joint venture deals, right? And I'm gonna be real with you. Like you don't need necessarily 10 deals to be successful at this. Like your first 1 or 2, that's extra income in the house. If you got an extra $800 to $1,000 coming into your household, you did something right. And if you stack that over time, now this is how that lifestyle changes for you. So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Passive income is very possible with mobile homes, but you got to take action, right? It's just not just watching the videos and learning the materials and talking about it. Like, and if you know that you've been watching these videos and you know you need support, that's why we got a squad that's really here for you, right? We don't talk about it. We out here really doing this. So that's what we really build inside our Elite Squad network, which is really a mentorship that, we all across the country, we doing deals, discuss funding, all of the wins. So whether you brand new to it or, you already do some deals or you're trying to transition over to mobile homes, we got you covered, right? Contracts, templates, scripts, lead lists. We got cold callers in the actual thing, live calls, everything you need. So if you're really serious about building passive income, when it comes to mobile homes, listen, the link is in the description. Come tap in with us, man. We got some good stuff for y'all. Come and join the Elite Squad today, yo. Trust me, all right? We're going to help you get these wins. But listen, thanks for watching the video. Truly appreciate you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you got questions, drop the questions below, and definitely watch out for more mobile home investing videos. Let's get it.